again from system support team, and in this session we will discuss the inventory part, that what are the expectations from our agents, uh, that how they can send the inventory report to us usually, and normally all the agents are sending the inventory report, but now onwards we are expecting from our agents that they have to download the inventory report from the system and update it, then send it to us in our format, so that it would be more easy for our inventory team to upload the details on the system, right? And it would be a win-win situation for our agents and for us as well, so that the inventory would be aligned more efficiently and smoothly. So how you can download the inventory report from the system? Just select reports and go into the container activity, right? When you click on that, a separate page will be open. I have logged in from my one of our agent from India, ULSS. Okay, so this is the container activity report, and you don't need to do anything, but you need to select report type as on. So as on means that it will be most updated details you will get from the system, right? So as select as on, then click on preview. When you click on preview, a report will be downloaded in your system. It will take some time, hopefully. Right, in the meantime, when it's going to be downloading the system. Okay, now it's downloaded. Alright, so just open it up, and this is the inventory report. Usually all our agents are sending the inventory report some of the format, but few of the details are might be missing, or the date format would not be up to the mark. So in this session we will discuss the complete details, how you guys sending the inventory report to our inventory team. Okay, in this inventory report we will have two aspects: import part and export part. Let's discuss the import part first. In the import part, when the import is coming to your port, so you will find the details through system when the POL agent submit the booking or finalizing the BL in the system, right? So you just need to update the details when the container discharge at your port. So the container number will be reflect in this report, and the PL number will automatically generated by the system when the POL agent generated the system generated the BL in the system. So what do you need to do for the import part? These columns will be auto generated by the system, so you don't need to do anything with these columns. Your working will start for the import part from discharge full or empty date. When the container gonna be discharged or at your port, you need to mention the date. For example, likewise, if you take this container as an example, so let's suppose this container was discharged at port on 26th of September, right? Then set to consignee. Send to consignee means that you have sent the container to the consignee for at their location. So you need to mention the date when you have sent the container to the consignee. For example, you have sent the container on 28th. Then you have to mention the empty available date. When you get the container from the consignee, you have to mention the empty available date. For example, if you get the container from the consignee on 5th of October, sorry, 10th of October, right? So when you get the container from the consignee, you have to mention the date and the depot name and the condition of the container as well. When you are updating the details for the empty available date, you have to mention the depot or consignee condition of the container as well. These columns should be maintained at the same time. Okay. For example, you got the container on 10th of October, then you have to mention the depot name in which depot the container will be forwarded, and what is the condition of the container now. Is it AM or DV? Okay. DM means damage, and AV we are using for available or good. Yeah. So you need to mention the condition of the container as well as the depot name and the date of the container when you got the container from consignee. So you have to update the details for each of the container mentioned in the list accordingly for the import part. This is what we are expecting from our agents. For the export part, uh, you don't need to mention or work on these columns. These columns will be updated once, for example, if you are a POL agent, so and you are exporting something, exporting some cargo, and then you have to submit the booking and finalizing the BL. When you finalizing the BL, all the details will be reflect in the inventory part: the export BL number, vessel, voyage, let and load date, and port of destination. So these details will be automatically generated by the system when you submit the booking and SI in the system. Okay. For the export part, you have to work on these two columns: empty to shipper date, when you have sent the container to the shipper, right? Then when the container you got and getting into the terminal, right? First, let's suppose you have sent the container to shipper on 20th September, right? And then shipper has sent the container into the terminal, and the terminal get-in date was, for example, 27th of September, right? So for the export part, each of the container you have to update the details accordingly, right? In remarks column and category would be updated automatically, right? But if you want to mention something in the remarks column, so you can mention it. So this is the complete process of inventory part, and when you download the Azon, mention the details and save it, this inventory report in your system, and then you can email it to our inventory team, right? The inventory team email addresses will be shared on a separate email with you. So you just need to make sure this thing that the inventory part or inventory report should be sent on a daily basis to our inventory team so that they can upload the details on the system, and when you download the report again from the system, you will have the updated details. So this has to be make sure that you have to download the inventory report as on from the system on a daily basis, update the details, mention all the details against each of the container in the list. Or for example, if you couldn't find the container details in the inventory report, so you can add the container details over here in the last column, and you need to mention in your email that these containers are not reflecting in the inventory report, so that our inventory team will work on that and add those containers in the system, right? So this has to be sent to our inventory team on a daily basis. This is all about the inventory part, and if you guys have any questions or concerns, you can reach out to the principal office for your respective inventory team member, and they will surely assist you. Thank you so much for your time and patience. Bye bye, take care.